on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, 'cause the flames won't burn us. You're the one for me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing What If Deku Had Godzilla's Powers, Part 1. I got this idea from... Oh, you guys weren't supposed to see that. MGZ45C. He's an amazing creator, and I just recently did a collab with him. Right now, he's still pretty small, but I hope we can get him to 100 subscribers, because I honestly think he can become something great, and I just recently learned that I am one of, the reasons he started, YouTube. Like, he did his first What If, because he found inspiration from me. Or at least I was one of the many people who gave him inspiration. So, if you guys want to start a YouTube channel for What Ifs, you guys have my full support. Don't be, in this case, not willing to do it. You may, yeah, he did start his own channel, but as soon as he got the inspiration to do it, you don't wait. You have my full support if you want to start your own channel. So, yeah. So, if you guys want to see the original, creator, or I wouldn't say, I don't know if he's the first person to do this series, but if you guys want to go see the original video, go check him out. His series is amazing. It started off weird, but it definitely drawed me in. So, I hope you guys do enjoy this video, or his video. And make sure you guys do subscribe to him, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss his videos. Back to my What If. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And while you're at it, United States of, smash the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. So yeah, let's get started. So we're going to start when Inko is just like a month away from, actually no, I'm going to say a week away from giving birth to Deku. She starts to have weird dreams. She starts to have dreams of a kid. The first dream she had, there was this kid with green hair, maybe around 4 years old, standing in the middle of a destroyed city. And then on the day before she gave birth, she had a dream. She was on, like, she saw the child again, but there was this massive lizard-like creature there. And she didn't know what it was. Then the child starts screaming as it cuts to the child with green hair falling off a large boat into the water as a giant crackle of lightning strikes the spot where the child landed as the boat gets hit with a large wave as she looks back down to see the same creature she saw standing up, swimming away, as she screams, "Izuku!" as she wakes up in a panic, realizing her water broke. Inko immediately gets rushed to the hospital as it starts to rain really bad, cutting out the electricity in there. Inko is in agonizing pain, trying to give birth, as a weird blue light appears around them as she gives birth to Deku. He looks completely normal at first glance, but the more you look at him, the closer you can see those minute details of what looks like almost like scales as they quickly rescend back into his body as his eyes go from blue to normal. The doctors wonder what happened as the power cuts back on and the lightning stops. Like the lightning show that was going on outside just stops. They immediately think, since it went dead calm, that a tornado's about to hit. But as they look at the news, they see there was never a storm. Nothing happened. It was a clear sunny day. There was no rain. They all ask themselves if they were imagining it. But Inko saw one particular piece of lightning, and it immediately brings her back to the dream. She wonders if this could be connected to the dreams, but she ignores it. So 4 years later, they go to the Cork doctor. And the Cork doctor says Deku has a cork. But it's not really a cork. It's more of a non-existent quirk. You know, he has the joint, but he doesn't have a quirk, realistically. Like, there is no quirk. He only has the joint. So they pronounce him quirkless, but Inko is still happy that Deku's happy, because Deku didn't quite understand it, but he thinks that he has a quirk somewhere in him. So Inko has been planning a getaway trip on a yacht. It's not exactly a yacht, is it? It's a cruise, yes. So she tells Deku they're going on a cruise. Deku immediately gets super excited, but Inko says that they have to get ready now because they're leaving tomorrow morning. So they get all their stuff and go to sleep. When Deku wakes up, he's super excited because he's ready to go on the yacht. Or not on the yacht. Well, he thinks it's a yacht, really, but it's a cruise liner. So they get to where the cruise is, and Deku just sees this enormous ship, and he asks Inko if it was possible for him to fall over, because he was a little bit scared of falling over. And Inko says, no. But by this point, Inko has completely forgotten about the dreams. But this does bring her back to the dream just a little bit, as she just sees a little glimpse of Deku screaming for help, as the ocean is like right below him. So they get on board, and they just have the most fun of their lives. So I'm gonna say this is about a day, actually no, 3 days before the whole All Might versus All for One battle. Like the original battle that happened, where All Might got his wound. So one day, this is one day before the battle with All for One. Deku's just kind of sitting there by the rails, just kind of looking out as a huge wave just kind of hits the boat, as right before Deku falls over the railing, he sees a building collapse in a nearby city, because they're driving by a city, like a Japan city, and he sees a building collapse Deku wonders what's happening as he quickly realizes and turns around as he falls over the railing. Inko tries to grab him, but it's too late. He falls into the water, he falls and he starts screaming for Inko to help him as he hits the water. And immediately, just like in the dream, yellow lightning strikes the water as a humongous wave hits the cruise liner, almost causing it to fall on its side and inevitably capsizing it. As Inko quickly runs back over to the railings to make sure that Deku is alright, as she sees the backside of a humongous creature. She immediately thinks of the dream, but she blacks it out of her memory as she realizes that thing must have ate her son. She starts screaming as one of the workers comes over to her and asks what happened, as she says, "My son fell overboard and then a giant fish or something ate him." The worker immediately calls the captain, and the entire Coast Guard arrives within a few hours with a full search team. As Inko looks off into the distance to see more, like another big wave as a head pops up out of the ocean. Everyone at the beach that was just watching the battle between All Might and All For One turn around to see a giant tidal wave hit the seawall, causing most of the people to be sent right over the seawall, killing multiple people, drowning a few, and causing severe damage to a few. All Might, mid-battle, punches All For One to the ground as he looks over to see another tidal wave hit the banks as a small flood starts through the city. All For One's kind of wondering what's going on, and so is All Might, as they both see it. A large creature starts walking up onto the beach. People on nearby roofs are just horrified as this thing starts walking towards them. All Might tries to get over there to stop it, but All For One quickly stops him, thinking it's someone there to help All For One out. All For One punches All Might in the chest and then kicks him straight to the ground as All For One looks at the large beast, as All For One feels like he should run, as the fins on the back of the monster's tail start lighting up as Godzilla's theme song starts playing. As Deku blasts his strongest breath, or strongest, what's it called again? I'm just gonna call it heat breath, because I'm a big Godzilla fan. I used to play the game a lot, and I used to watch the movies a lot, but I haven't watched one in a while. The last movie I watched was Godzilla King of the Monsters. So I'm just going to call it heat breath. If you guys can correct me in the comment section, please do. As he charges up the strongest heat breath he can, and fires it right at All For One, almost killing All For One instantly, as All For One was just barely able to dodge, as the heat breath hits the city, just like incinerating incinerating several buildings, causing more damage because, like, the blast kind of like destroyed pieces of the building, which would cause it to collapse. As All Might gets up to witness what this thing just did, All Might hears a lady scream as the thing's foot crushes her. As the Deku lets off the mightiest roar possible. All Might screams at the top of his lungs and launches at Deku and just starts laying into Deku, which does absolutely nothing. Deku, kind of annoyed at this, puts his finger up against All Might's, like, where All Might would have gotten his, or where All Might's wound was originally. He flicks it, causing All Might to go through several buildings inland, creating a small little hole, like small little chasm, like where a meteor would have struck. Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like, just a smaller version. All Might screams in agony as he pulls up his shirt to show what happened. All Might quickly realizes his breathing is going to crap as he tries to get up, thinking of how many casualties there will be, as he fades to black, passing out. All for One, realizing that this isn't a battle he can win, quickly runs to his doctor with serious injuries. Deku destroys a few more buildings as Deku can slowly fades in and out of consciousness. Gosh, I can't say it. As a large lightning bolt strikes and the monster's gone. The rescue teams that were searching for people find Deku laying down somewhere in an alley and notice that he's a missing person who fell off a cruise liner. They wonder how he got there, but pay no notice to it. So, Deku is brought back to Inko, and Inko is just so happy to actually have Deku back. So, after this point, Deku would find Uraraka at a playground. So, one day he's at the playground and he sees Bakugo bullying this girl with brown hair and ragged clothes, aka ripped clothes, and the girl's crying. Deku walks up to Kacchan and tells Kacchan to stop, as Bakugo says, "What are you gonna do, you corkless loser?" As Deku says, "I'll get a cork, and I'll show you." And Bakugo says, "You can't do nothing. Now just sit by, you little pest, while I deal with her. This poor little creature who shouldn't even be in my presence." The girl starts crying even more. Deku gets mad and tries to push Bakugo, but Bakugo quickly dodges and pushes Deku to the ground, as Deku passes out. But in reality, his eyes turned blue as Deku gets up. Bakugo is a little bit shaken by this, but he pays no mind to it. Bakugo goes over to try and punch him, but Deku grabs Bakugo by the throat and pins him up against a tree. His friends, Bakugo's goons, quickly try to get Deku off, but Deku just flicks one on the head, blowing him straight through a window, killing him. Deku, in a deepened voice, says, "That is not hero-like, Bakugo." As Deku takes him off the tree and throws him into the playset, or playground area, causing Bakugo to break straight through the play area thing, the little playground thing. Yeah, that's what it's called, a playground, right? A playset. That, he literally throws Bakugo through a metal playset, breaking Bakugo's back and several other bones in the process. Bakugo tries to scream, but he realizes his breath is way too low. As the last of Bakugo's goons runs away in fear, Deku regains control and asks what happened as the girl runs up to Deku and hugs him and says thank you for helping her, not even paying any attention to the death that just happened. The cops arrive and ask them what happened, and Uraraka explains everything. Bakugo was bullying her when Deku saved her by using his Cork for the first time, but apparently lost control. The cops let Deku off with a warning because they can't really do anything, as they they get the body and inform the mom about the death. The mom is very, very heartbroken and wants Deku imprisoned, but because he's so young, they can't do anything. So one day, Deku's in school, just kind of eating, as Deku sneezes and accidentally uses his heat breath, blowing a hole straight through the roof. Everyone starts screaming as they think a villain just arrived, as Bakugo noticed what he did and started yelling at Deku for being a villain. Deku kind of gets saddened by this, but he doesn't let it bury him down, or bear him down. Yeah. Or weigh him down. Yeah, weigh him down. So now we're going to skip to the end of middle school. And the teacher's like, "Alright, kids, it's time for you guys to decide what you guys want to be when you guys grow up." As he throws the papers in the air and says, "Who cares? I know you all want to be heroes." As everyone starts using their quirks and, celebrating. Bakugo says, "Don't put me in a class with any of these B-listers. I'm the only one worth getting into UA. And I'm speaking to you, Deku. If I find out you signed up for UA, I'll kill you." And Deku says, "That's not very hero-like," as Bakugo kind of gets PTSD from when Deku said those words, when he was in a possessed state, almost. So Bakugo immediately shuts up and forgets he ever said anything, as the teacher walks out of the classroom. I'm going to say Uraraka goes to the same school as Deku. So Uraraka asks Deku if she can walk home with him. Deku agrees, because they have some last minute homework to do. So they're walking home, and Deku decides to take the shortcut, and Uraraka follows him. So they're walking, and eventually they come across a bridge with a pipe. And leaking out of that pipe is a little bit of sludge, but they pay no mind to it. As they're walking by, the sludge villain pops out of the drain. As he slides over and he says, "Ugh, that pesky All Might. I could have gotten away with that robbery if it wasn't for him." Deku immediately shields Uraraka as the sludge villain looks over at them and says, "One of you will be a good body, so one of you's gonna have to die. Since the boy's protecting the girl, I think I'll kill the girl and take over the boy's body. So come here. You're gonna be my hostage." Uraraka starts to cry, and Deku tells her to go take cover. As the sludge villain rushes at Deku, Deku thinks he passes out, but in reality, his eyes turned blue as Deku starts charging up a heat breath. As he lets it go, it blasts a hole straight through the sludge villain, incinerating most of the sludge villain's body. The sludge villain quickly retreats as Deku's eyes recede back to their normal color. And Deku rushes at the sludge villain and starts punching him, each blow knocking another piece of sludge off. And then another one, and then another one. And then Deku's eyes turn blue as Deku releases another atomic breath. That's what it is, atomic breath. So Deku lets off another atomic breath, blowing off another humongous chunk of the sludge villain. The sludge villain is in horrible pain right now. So, let me go ahead and tell you guys what Deku's speed is like. So, you know how big, Deku is, or no, how big Godzilla is? Well, imagine each step he takes in human form. So that's how fast he can run. So, take how big his foot is, and think about how far his steps are. And then put that into a human's perspective, like having to keep up with Godzilla. That's basically what he can do. And then his strength, Godzilla has lifted up monsters before, which can weigh tons, like thousands of tons. So, imagine that strength in a punch. Yeah. And then his atomic breath, easily able to destroy cities and blow off chunks of monsters. Which, imagine how strong their skin are. And don't even mention his claws, which are able to cut the hinds of some of the strongest monsters. So yeah. Deku, quickly runs around the sludge villain because he was attempting to escape. And Deku punches the sludge villain, blowing another human chunk off of him, as All Might arrives. He's just kind of watching them as Uraraka quickly runs over and calms Deku down, because he was going to kill the sludge villain in front of All Might. So she calms him down, and Deku sees All Might and goes fanboy as the sludge villain attempts to go back through the through the pipe, and he's like, "No, get me away from that kid! I'll go to jail, just get me away from him!" As All Might grabs the sludge villain and pulls him out of the pipe and says, "Detroit Smash!" knocking the sludge villain out. All Might looks at the kid, and for some reason, something is familiar, but he can't pinpoint it. So, the sludge villain bottles up the Sludge Villain and says, "Alright, I gotta go." And then Deku says, Hold on. Can you sign my notebook?" As he opens it up to see All Might already did. And All Might says, "Yep, I was already on that kid. But I gotta take him to the jail." As All Might just keeps on watching his clock, realizing his time is running out quick. And then Deku says, "Wait, one more thing. Can I be a hero without a quirk?" And All Might says, "Yes. After showing me how strong you are and making that sludge villain literally pee his pants and try and escape from you, I believe you could be an awesome hero." As he launches off, Deku finds himself really happy as he tells Uraraka that they can stop and get some ice cream on him. Uraraka gets excited by this, and they head in the direction of the ice cream place. When All Might lands, he pulls up his shirt as he turns back into Small Might to look at what that monster did. As All Might says, "I swear, I'll find you, and I'll avenge everyone you killed." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I'm going to leave this episode off here. I know it's a little bit small, but I hope you guys did enjoy either way. And if you did, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And while you're at it, United States of smash the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. So yeah, peace out.